Howdy folks, I thought I would do a sort of a companion video to the first one I did about the rust shooting. From somebody who's familiar with guns. I don't consider myself a gun expert or an armorer. However, I have experience. I never handed a gun to somebody and told them to go safely shoot someone else, and I've never worked on a film, or I've never been a part of a production crew. I've been on some TV sets and a couple of movie sets, but in any event, last time I showed you the actual weapon, or very close to the actual weapon that was used, and how you would safely check a firearm of that type. If you can't check a firearm to see if it's loaded or not loaded, do not handle that firearm. Wait until somebody can check it for you. If you're not a gun owner, it shouldn't be an issue. If you go to a range, then let the people at the range, if you're new, if you're learning, which is good, let the people at the range handle it. And if you're at a friend's house or some situation like that, you don't touch the weapon. It's like what we say to kids, don't touch the weapon. Well, there are other styles of revolver. Now, if you'll see me do this, you maybe can't see it on the video. I'm pointing down. Now, also finger off the trigger. Let's go ahead and unload the weapon. This is a modern revolver, unlike the one that we used in the Rust production. This is a double action only revolver. You have to pull the trigger for the gun to fire. In fact, that's the only way. There is no hammer to cock back. So let's go ahead and render this weapon safe. With a modern revolver, there's a lever on the side, right here. It either goes forward or it goes backwards. When that happens, it releases the cylinder. The cylinder pops out. It just sort of like rotates out. Now, you can spin it, but you don't need to spin it now. You can see, this is a loaded firearm, okay? So, let's unload it. Very simply, it has a rod that kicks the bullets out. Now, you can see that it's empty. Now, this is a safe weapon. That's how you would check a modern revolver. Don't watch this video if you have no experience and touch a firearm. Get your training. I'm just showing you that that's how that's done. Now, we have an automatic. This is a custom Glock 9mm. It's originally a Glock 17. However, the procedures for checking is exactly the same. I am going to insert a magazine in the weapon. Okay, now, with an automatic, you have to be very careful. You have to follow the procedure correctly. You have to eject the magazine first. It's going to be a button on the side. You have to get rid of this magazine. Then you have to open the action, pull the slide back, and lock it in an open position. If it doesn't have a lock, if you can't do that at least 3 times, because what that's going to do is that should kick a round out. The third thing you have to do is you have to look. Now you can see, I guess this is catching it. If there was a round in the chamber, you could see it. You should visually and manually inspect the chamber. It's empty. Inspect the mag well. It's empty. Now this weapon is safe. For transport, if you want to lay this down on the bench at the range, this is how it should be done, with the slide locked back. That tells the range safety officer, that tells the other people shooting, this is a completely safe weapon. There are other types of firearms. There's many types of firearms. Some firearms are single shot when you break open the action. I mean, there's too many to go through in essentially a 5-minute video. That was very simple. It takes seconds to do, minutes to learn, and practice and range time to master. The mastering is the key, but it doesn't take that long. It's not rocket science, okay? Literally. It is necessary gun safety. More is coming out about the Rust shooting. I find it interesting that in 30 years, an accident like this has not happened or claimed to life on a set with gross negligence, a gross incompetence. You have an accidental shooting that takes somebody's life. There's a lot of call to replace all firearms used in film with non-working firearms. Maybe that's a good thing, but I find it a bit troubling that one incident where the people on the set were absolutely not following safety procedures, absolutely not prepared to do their job, can change an entire industry. I would say that rather than coming out and making this blanket statement, no more guns on movie sets, period, I would say that look at what procedures are in place and strictly monitor and enforce those procedures. It's like the laws of the land. We have a lot of laws on the books. State, federal, and local laws and ordinances, we have enough. But if you don't enforce these laws, then they don't do any good. There are, and to wrap it up here, there are a lot of gun laws. There are laws about where you can shoot, how you should transport guns and ammunition. There are restrictions on who can own firearms, who can purchase firearms. Now, when someone circumvents these laws or doesn't follow them, that's when you have tragedy. Specifically, people stealing guns who don't have any training, and then they're going to shoot people, and then they're going to use these stolen firearms, when actually most of the people that do this have criminal records, criminal instances in their past that should have taken them out of the running for trying to steal the weapon now. Criminal convictions that should have landed them with harsher penalties, longer time in jail, so they're not out to steal more guns and kill more people. That's a long debate. I'm not going to get into that now. I want everybody to be safe. This is Six Gun Samurai, and I'll see y'all next time.